I, the light, have come into the world so that whoever believes in me may not stay in the dark anymore. In the Gospel of today, the Gospel of St. John, Jesus tells us that he is the light. You know, in our creed, the creed we recite every Sunday, we say, true God from true God, true light from true light. Jesus is the light of the world. We are in the Gospel of St. John, and we are almost finishing chapter 12. From chapter 1 to chapter 12, that's the part they call the book of the signs. In the Johannine literature, in the Gospel of St. John, the first 12 chapters are called form the book of the signs. And when you see all what Jesus has been talking about, there is what they call the I am statements. I am statements. Jesus says, I am the bread of life. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. Jesus says, I am the vine. I am the vine, you are the branches. Jesus says, I am the door or the gate for the sheepfold. And today he says, I am the light. I am. That is to show his identity, but also to show his mission, because his identity goes with his mission. In philosophy, when you study about Thomas Aquinas, he normally tells us that action follows being. Agere sequitur esse. Who Jesus is, what Jesus does shows who he is. So in these I am statements, we get his identity, but also we get his mission. When he says, I am the bread of life, that's his identity. His mission is to feed us. When he says, I am the way, his mission is to show us the direction, that we may not be lost. When he says, I am the good shepherd, his mission is to lead us to the green pastures, like Psalm 23 says. When he says, I am the vine and you are the branches, his mission is to bring us together that we may be connected to him. When he says, I am the door, the gate of the sheepfold, to show that his mission is to bring us together and to protect us. Today he says, I am the light. And in the gospel it says, I am the light, and I have come into the world so that whoever believes in me may not stay in the darkness, may shift from darkness into light. So his mission is to dispel darkness. His mission is to show us light. And you remember what the Psalm 119 says, your word, O Lord, is a lamp for my step, is a light on my path. That's Jesus. His mission, his identity, he is the light, and his mission is to show us the way that we may not stumble, that we may not walk in darkness. So his mission, we have to share in it. If we say we are Christians, we have to be Christ-like. The day before yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, when we said it's at Antioch where the believers carried for the first time the name Christians, those who are like Christ. And those who are like Christ must behave like Christ, must be other Christ. And if Christ is the light, we too must be ambassadors of light. In the Gospel of John, or in the Johannine literature, that is in his Gospel, and in the letters of St. John, and then in the book of the Apocalypse, light symbolizes, is the opposite of darkness. Light symbolizes life, divine life, and all what is grace, all what is good. And darkness symbolizes sin, evil, and all what is bad. So, Jesus says, when you believe in me, there is a shift that has to happen. You move from darkness into light. You become like me. You become ambassadors of light. So our mission, our identity, we are Christians, but our mission is to radiate that light wherever we may be. We are ambassadors of light. The light of Christ, to radiate it, we must first receive it. You cannot give what you don't have. You must receive it. Now, he gives it, but he doesn't force it on us. You can imagine when the sun is shining and you go to hide under a tree. You will not enjoy the sun. But it's not the fault of the sun. You have gone to hide yourself from the sun. But the sun keeps on shining. You sit under a shade, you sit under a tree, and you don't feel the warmth of the sun, you don't feel the rays of the sun, the beauty of the sun. It's not the fault of the sun, it's because something has happened, has brought. So Jesus is there giving us his life, giving us his light. But it's up to us to open us, to be closer to him, and we feel his graces, we surrender to him, we accept him. And once we feel that light, we receive that light, then we can give it to others. Light symbolizing good actions. Once you taste the goodness of Jesus, that God is good, then you want to tell others. And not only by word of mouth, but by good actions. And you remember when we were baptized, each one of us got a candle lit. In the rite, in the ritual of baptism, they give you the candle to symbolize that, get this light, to symbolize Christ, the light of the world. And don't extinguish it until you enter into eternal life. Each one of us, when we are baptized, whether small or big, they give us a candle to symbolize that we are becoming ambassadors of Christ. And that's what we have to do. It joins what Father yesterday was saying, that people may see us and say, oh, these good people. A good man is a man who is shining, who is taking his light into darkness. And you know that darkness and light cannot cohabit. Where there is darkness, there is no light. Where there is light, darkness cannot exist. The two cannot coexist. So a good Christian, a good person, where he or she is, there are good things. You cannot have both good and bad simultaneously. You choose. And that's where today's gospel comes in with the judgment. It's not Jesus who is going to judge us. But what we have, he has shown us the difference between light and darkness. It's up to me to choose. It's up to you to choose. Like what is in the book of Leviticus says, today I put before you life and death. Choose you now. The question of freedom. So you are not going to condemn God that he has judged you. Your actions will judge you, because you know what light means and what darkness means. You know what gives life and what gives death. You know what leads to life, what leads to death. But in between, we have the freedom to choose. And God does not force us, but he gives us that liberty, that freedom, the because he loves us. So it's up to me, up to you, to choose to be ambassadors of light, ambassadors of good actions wherever we may be. So as we continue to worship Jesus the light, may we ask him to give us this grace of being ambassadors of light wherever we may be.